Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Examining Interesting Maps Part 9. I've not seen many of these, but it's Geography King. I reacted to him for the first time about a week ago, a bit less than that. And yeah, I thought, why not do another one? But we're going to check this out and see some of these maps. And yeah, links are in the description for those interested in seeing reactions I can't post to YouTube, movies, TV series, all that good stuff. But let's check this out and see some of these maps.
Howdy, it's Kyle with another installment of Examining Interesting Maps. This is part 9 in the series, and it's going to be a special one because it features maps made by you, the viewers. So if you want to go straight to looking at the maps, I'll leave a timestamp, but I want to talk about this series of videos in general and where the series is going. First, I want to say thanks to all of the viewers who submitted a map for consideration in this video, and I got sent quite a few, so I certainly can't show them all, but just because your map didn't make this video doesn't mean that it was bad. I mean, I got sent some that were pretty bad, not going to lie, but I want to talk about how this is the future of this series of videos. So from now on, all of the installments of Examining Interesting Maps are going to be viewer-made maps. When I first started doing the videos like this, there was only like 1 or 2 channels doing maps videos, but now there's like 10 different channels doing maps videos, and I'm not trying to do stuff like everyone else. So all of the other videos in this series from now on are going to be maps made by the viewers. So you can always go to my channel homepage to under the contacts link, and whenever it is, just go ahead and submit a map to it, and I'll do one like this every few months or so, and just to promote some of these great amateur cartographers coming up. So let's take a look at the first installment of Examining Interesting Maps, which is about viewer maps.
Okay, this can be
fascinating. I'm going to be showing these maps in random order, starting with these maps made by CM and ZK. What these maps show are different world cities and the geographic distribution of various religious affiliation within that city.
So London, Christian, Jewish in... Oh, so it's showing the different... Oh, in all the cities it's showing the different religions. So in London, Muslim, Jewish, and then Christian, and then... I've got to move my camera for the New York one.
So within New York, you can see where you have the highest percentage of Christians and Jews and Muslims. And it's worth pointing out that where you have a high percentage of one, you usually have a low percentage of the other two. For London, you can see the central city is not very religious. But
it's fascinating how the north side, the northern part of London is strongly. There's a lot of Jews there, but then the rest is not really any.
As you go farther out, you get more religious. But you can see the exact opposite in Mexico City. Most Latin American cities, the central city is the wealthiest part of the city, and it gets poorer as you go farther and farther out. And in Mexico, many of the poorest people are indigenous, many of whom might not be Catholic. Going over to some of the major East Asian cities, Shanghai, Beijing, and Tokyo all have large Buddhist populations, whereas the Chinese cities also have a large Confucianist population, and the Japanese cities all have a large Shinto population. But
what is Shinto? I don't know much about it, but I know it's obviously in Japan. I think it's obviously the biggest religion, but is it outside of Japan as well?
One critique of the map, it would be I would have each city be a different page and have that legend be on each page. But nonetheless, great looking maps. This next one was sent to me by Will R. New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the country. It's a small state with 9.2 million people.
Oh.
So what this map shows is the largest polygon you can draw with 9.2 million people inside, overlaid on the least densely populated part of the country.
That is quite cool. That's what about... There's got to be a good 10 states here at least.
So you look at what's behind that polygon, all of Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, almost all of Nebraska and Nevada, a lot of Oregon, Utah, Kansas, all of that combined adds up to 9.2 million people.
Jesus.
But for this map, the only real critique I have is it does have to have the legend in there to know what we're talking about here. But also, I would put the county map as that light gray and then have the background be a darker color. But still, thanks a lot, Will. Nice map. Here's one sent by Mike from Salt Lake City. What this map shows is deviance from the central meridian of the major time zones of the contiguous U.S. So the bright yellow meridian in each time zone is the center of that time zone. So as you deviate from that central meridian, the color changes, and the red are the ones farthest from that central meridian. The time zones were largely drawn with population distribution in mind and not geography. So where the central and mountain time zone boundary is in the Great Plains is a very lightly populated part of the country, with the obvious exception being the central and eastern time zone boundary, because there's just so many people in that part of the country, you can't draw a time zone boundary without really going through areas that are highly populated. So my great map here, I would put a little more information in the legend there and give it a title. Maybe put a light gray in the background, but still, good map. This map was sent by Tim L. from New Brunswick, Canada. You'll probably notice two things right away. One, it's very pretty, and two, where's the legend? So this map does need a title and a legend, but I will kind of read to you what this map shows.
I am confused.
And the reason why I wanted to show this is because it does something quite unique that I haven't really seen other maps do. So looking on here, a country highlighted in any shade of green is part of NATO. And this map was sent to me just before Finland joins NATO, so Finland would be green now, and Sweden will likely be green in the near future. The countries highlighted in any shade of blue are the EU. So you might notice, well, you have some that are green and some that are blue. So the countries highlighted in that blue, green, teal are both NATO and EU. And I've never seen that done before, where you're looking at different shades of two different colors, and where they overlap is where the actual colors themselves overlap. So teal is both a blue and a green at the same time, and includes both NATO and EU. For the rest of the map, the countries highlighted in red are former Soviet Union republics, and the ones highlighted in gray are ones that were also part of the Soviet Union or former communist countries that are now both NATO and EU. So there are some issues with this map, most notably not having a legend. But
wow, so the gray ones are basically the same as the blue. What color is this? Turquoise ish? I don't know. The same as them, but they basically just used to be communist or part of the USSR.
I thought it was interesting to show just how he used the blue and green combination for this map.
So I'm going to assume black is they're not part of either. But what is this one here? Albania. What's that going to be?
But nonetheless, Tim, thank you very much. Nice map.
Oh, we're not going to find out.
This next one was submitted by B. Nuxall. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. And this shows how each U.S. state compares to the Scandinavian countries in terms of HDI, which is Human Development Index. So the purple states, Minnesota, Massachusetts, and Connecticut, have the highest HDI in the country, with Colorado, New Hampshire, and New Jersey not far behind. Any state that's in white is below HDI of all of the Scandinavian countries. So it goes to show that most of the U.S. is behind Northern Europe, but not all of it. I feel bad kind of critiquing these maps, but on this one, I would use maybe a light gray for the states that are under the HDI of all the Scandinavian countries instead of leaving them white. Or the background color be a darker color from our offset.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, thank you very much, B. Nuxall. These next maps I want to show were hand-drawn by Mikkel from Denmark. And so what he's done is drawn the outlines of the country, but using the names of the largest city in that area. And you may have seen...
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like this one. Seattle Port. Oh, this is awesome. I like this one a lot. That must be hard to do this though. God damn, to like shape the words exactly like the shape of the map.
And so what he's done is drawn the outlines of the country, but using the names of the largest city in that area. And you may have seen maps like this done by artists doing pretty similar things. And I think these look really nice, especially using the colors of the flag for the colors of the cities.
Oh, I want to see one in the UK. We're probably not going to see one, but I would love that.
No artistic ability at all. I always do appreciate some nice hand-drawn maps.
Oh,
all right, these
damn
next maps were made by the Joe, and I'm going to show a few of these that he created. If you want to make maps like this, you can go to the website mapchart.net. They have really nice base maps to make good ones like this. This map uses quintiles, so it takes the 50 states and divides them up into 5 groups of 10. This one shows dairy production in the U.S., so this map shows that the Northwest, the Southwest, and the Great Lakes are the major 3 areas for dairy production in the U.S.
California's number 1. Damn, I guess it's because of the size, right?
And the Mississippi Delta, we shun your cheese and ice cream. Here's another quintile map for car-deer collisions.
Deer collisions.
West Virginia is almost entirely mountains and wood, so a deer can hide pretty easily and then jump out in front of your car before you can see it.
Oh, mad.
So a couple of nice-looking maps there. Thanks again, Joe. This map was sent to me by Rick, who's a GIS coordinator in Massachusetts. This is a transit map for Natick, Massachusetts, which is a suburb to the west of Boston. And with Rick being a GIS coordinator, this map looks really good. It's very visually appealing, has a nice border on it. The background is kind of an off-white, and it shows what needs to be shown quite clearly. This shows the bus and train routes throughout the city, but do know that transit maps always look kind of like this with perfectly 90-degree or 45-degree angle lines. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but transit maps always have this kind of look, even though it isn't exactly to scale. So it is nice to see that a relatively small suburb has a nice GIS department.
Yeah, there we
Every
go.
city and suburb in America should have a GIS coordinator. But yes, thank you, Rick, for this map. Keeping it in New England is this map of Maine by Charlie H. Now, this is a very specific map for someone that lives in Waterville. But what it does, it shows time contours of how long it would take to get to other parts of the state by road. So normally
From
this type
here.
of map really isn't that interesting, but it does show just how long it would take to get to the other end of the state, even though Maine really isn't that big.
Okay.
So once you get to the northern third of Maine, there aren't that many roads, and most of them are dirt. So you're traveling not the most direct route on roads you can't drive very fast on. And northern Maine is one of the last bits of true wilderness in the eastern half of the U.S.
Oh, damn.
So interesting map with a very specific use, but nonetheless, thank you very much, Charlie. And for this one, I want to show one map and then show the website where I got this map from. This was sent to me by Luz or Luz, who's from databayou.com. This particular map shows educational attainment by different levels, and this would be an interactive map on their website. So let me show you the website. I want to quickly show you the website that was created by the viewer that sent me the last map. It's called databayou.com, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's just really cool interactive maps. So here's one of valleys and canyons in the contiguous U.S.
I might have to check this website out. I love a bit of this, to be fair.
So you scroll over one, it tells you the name of the canyon, the elevation, the county it's in. A lot of great detail here. You have waterfalls and caves and hot springs, and here's a contour map of the contiguous U.S. and Canada and Mexico, all of North America. You go over, it tells you the line of contour there, the elevation, imperial, and metric. So a lot of this really cool maps here. And they didn't sponsor me or anything. I just wanted to show you this really cool website. So thank you very much to the viewer for sending.
Just gave him a free shout out as well. You love to see it. Sorry about that. Such a wholesome, honest channel, not trying to hyper stimulate, not spreading negativity, just the community of people who enjoy geography. Thanks for just being a cool dude. The viewer made series needs to continue. Yeah, this is fascinating because you get completely different maps to what you usually see, to be fair. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Let me know your thoughts on these maps. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.